Welcome back to my channel. It's the fourth video related to the inflammation. In the previous video, we have talked about the vascular events, vasodilation and increase in vascular permeability. In this video, I will be talking about the cellular events. What is going to happen, the endothelial cells, what is going to happen, the white blood cell, all these things will be discussed with details. So you just need to stay with me till the end of this video so that you may get a clear concept of all the cellular events, all the proteins, all the receptor, all the targets, all the cytokines will be discussed. So without wasting time, let's start. Normally the flow of the blood in our blood vessel is basically called as axial blood flow. Normal axial blood flow. In the normal axial blood flow, what happened? In the center, here you can see the cell, all the cell, they flow in the center of the blood vessel, and at the side of the blood vessel there is a cell-free plasma. All cells travel in the center, and at the side there is always, at the periphery there is always a cell-free plasma. So the first thing that will be happened in the process of inflammation, it would be margination. Now the first event will be margination. Now how margination happens? Basically, obviously we know that there will be a vasodilation. In the previous video we have talked about that there will be a vasodilation. Because of the vasodilation, the speed of the blood will decrease, and because of that decreased blood flow, that is called as stasis, the cells from the center, they will move to the periphery. This streamline of traveling of cell line will get widened. So in this way the blood flow will become like this. Here you can see that this is the normal axial flow. There is the plasma and the cells are traveling at the center. And the margination, what is margination? This streamline will get widened. Now the cell will start traveling throughout the blood vessel because of the process of stasis and leaking out the plasma. Plasma will keep on leaking because of the increase in vascular permeability we have discussed in the previous video, and because of the decrease in blood flow, blood speed. Both of these mechanisms will lead to a phenomena that is called as the margination, in which blood cells in the blood will start traveling throughout the blood vessel, okay, at the margin as well. They will not be restricted only to the center of the blood flow. Now let's talk about the second step. So before talking in detail about the second step, let's start from a story. Here you can see this is a tissue, this is a nearby blood vessel. So in the tissue, a pathogen, a foreign particle has been entered, and this is our macrophage that is that reside in the tissue. It will recognize it. After the recognition and after phagocytosis, this macrophage will release certain cytokines, and the most prominent are tumor necrosis factor and interleukin 1. These are important cytokines that will be released by the macrophage in response to a pathogen. Now both these interleukin 1 and TNF, they will be having receptors on the endothelial cells. Now when these cytokines, they will go and they will act on the receptors, now what will happen? These endothelial cells, they will get activated. Now what do I mean by they will get activated? Activated mean they will start expressing certain proteins on their surfaces. These proteins were not initially present. They will start expressing on the surface of endothelial cell when they will get activated. And how they will be get activated? After the attachment of these cytokines on the receptors of the endothelial cells. Okay, now endothelial cell has get activated, molecules has expressed on the surface. Now what is the name of these molecules? The name of these molecule is P-selectin. Here you can see P-selectin. The name of these molecule is E-selectin. The name of these molecule is ICAM. The name of these molecule is VCAM. So these are the molecules. Some other molecule, sorry, PCAM. It will also start expressing on the surface of the endothelial cells. Okay, PCAM mean platelet endothelial cell adhesion molecule. ICAM is intercellular adhesion molecule. Okay, so these are some molecule that will express on the surface of endothelial cells once it will get activated with the help of the cytokine. Now what will happen on the surface of white blood cell, our leukocyte, our neutrophils, monocyte, T cells? There are some other proteins that is called as Szilard-Lewis X protein or X modified protein, and these proteins are present on the surface of neutrophils, monocytes, and T cells. You know what is the role of these protein? These are Szilard-Lewis SLX protein. These SLX protein, they are going to attach, they are going to adhere with these proteins, with these selectants, with these selectants. So assume that the blood is coming in this way. So right after, first obviously margination has been happened. Now blood cells are traveling at the margin, and right after the expression of these molecule and the presence of these protein, there will be interaction between these protein and Szilard-Lewis X protein, SLX and P selected and L selected. There will be interaction. Now what will this interaction do? It will slow down the speed of white blood cell moving. So obviously this, for example, this white blood cell, for example, this is a blood cell, it will first interact with this, then this, then this, then this. So time to time it will keep on moving, but its speed will keep on slowing down. Its speed will keep on slowing down. So here you can see in this way, this white blood cell, it will first interact with this, then this, then this. It will keep on rolling, and because of this rolling and attachment of these selectants and these Szilard-Lewis X modified proteins, because of these interaction, the speed of these moving white blood cell leukocyte, it will keep on decreasing. Then, and this process is called as rolling. Rolling happens because of selectant and because of Szilard-Lewis X proteins, and it basically slow down the speed of passing white blood cells. Now third step. Now the speed of white blood cell, assume that it has reduced enough. And it will stick to some other molecule that are ICAM and VCAM present on the endothelial cell with the help of ligand of these protein, and the ligand of these protein are called as integrin. These are also present, these integrin molecule, these whites, let me make them with black. Now these are the integrin molecules, and they will attach with this ICAM and this VCAM molecule. Now this interaction, it will make this white blood cell, this neutrophil or monocyte, adhesive. It will stick to this endothelial cells now. It will not keep on rolling. Now it will stick to it. It will stay over it because it has become adhesive to these to this endothelial cells because of this interaction. This interaction is strong enough. It will not allow this white blood cell to move forward. Okay. Now what is the name of these protein that are present in the white blood cell? These are called as basically integrins, integrin protein, and the one of the integrin protein is called as leukocyte function associated antigen, LFA. Assume that this is LFA, and another integrin is very late active antigen, VLA. So assume that this black is VLA. There is another integrin that is called as macrophage antigen, MAC-A. This is also present on the monocyte and dendritic cells, and their ligand, they will interact with, now this LFA will interact with ICAM present on the activated endothelial cells. Very late active antigen, it will interact with VCAM. VCAM is also present on the activated endothelial cell. Macrophage antigen, MAC-A, it will also interact with ICAM, and we know that ICAM is also present on the endothelial cells. Now once this interaction has been happened with the help of these protein and these protein, now cell will become adhesive, and this process, this is the third step, and this step is called as adhesion. Now we have also seen that there are some other proteins as well, that is PCAM. Now cell has become adhesive. Now what is the role of these PCAM? PCAM or CD31, it's a same name for one protein. Now these proteins are present on the both white blood cells. Okay, let me make it clear. For example, this is a PCAM and this is a PCAM. Okay, now both these PCAM, after the cell has become adhesive, now both these PCAMs, they will interact, and because of this interaction, this PCAM, it will squeeze down these PCAM, it will squeeze down this white blood cell through this gap, and now the white blood cell has reached inside the tissue. The monocyte neutrophil, it has reached inside the tissue, and this process is called as migration, transmigration, or we can say that diapdesis, or transmigration or diapdesis, SIS, diapdesis. So this is the third step. Now the fourth step is chemotaxis. Sorry, this is the fourth step. This is the fourth. Margination, rolling, adhesion, and diapdesis. Now the fifth is the chemotaxis. Now what is chemotaxis? Now this white blood cell, it has entered inside the tissue. But for example, here is a pathogen. Here is the site of injury. All pathogens are present over there. Now this white blood cell need to move this side. It do not need to move this side. It do not need to move this toward this side. It need to move toward this side. Now what will happen? These pathogens and the immune cells over there, they will secrete certain cytokines. For example, interleukin 8. For example, leukotriene B4. There are certain complementary proteins that will be present over there. For example, C3A, C5A. Now these complementary proteins and these interleukins, they will cause the chemotaxis of this invaded immune cells towards the site of injury. So this is the fifth step in the process of moving white blood cells from the blood vessel